Right, we're back. More camp oven cooking with Hard Night Coffee, people. And tonight we are hoeing into a pork roast. We've got a beautiful set of spare ribs in there. Actually, it's not spare ribs at all. That's a filthy lie. It is a rack of pork. But I wanted to tell you first how we got all this set up and some basics of cooking a roast in a camp oven. So, we've had a lot of coals going on here for quite a while now. We went out with our DeWalt chainsaw. And I'll tell you what, that's a little ripper, that thing. Our electric chainsaw, and we went bush bashing and got ourselves a heap of good timber. And then we've got ourselves a good fire going on. It's been burning for about 2 hours now. Got some great coals in there, and we have preheated our camp oven. Oh, we'll use our 9-quart for this one. This thing is good to go. We've got our trivet in there so that we don't burn the backside out of our veggies and everything. I'd recommend a trivet when you're cooking any roast, to be honest, because it's just easier to moderate the heat at the base. So particularly with a pork roast too, you're going to have lots of fats, lots of juices. So yeah, we want to just moderate that heat a bit so we don't burn the backside out of it. Now, this little baby here, we got a local butcher in Wandai cut that for us. Oh my goodness. I am going to have some meat poisoning later on, I can tell you that for nothing. Now we've put some, like that in there. We put some salt on it already, dried it out with a paper towel, put some salt on it so we can get our crackling happening later on. And we'll tell you how that happens later on too in a camp oven, how to get good crackling. We've learnt a couple of tricks over the years, and we're going to try one and see if we can manage to get it right. So, little bit of oil in the bottom to stop things sticking. There we go, generous dollop of oil. Now, normally when I'm cooking a roast, if I'm cooking a beef roast or a lamb, I'll put a little bit of fluid in there of some sort. Beer, stock, water. I try not to use water too much because, you know, frogs fornicate in that and it's filthy stuff. But with a pork roast, we want to try and keep the moisture content down a bit, because that's going to help our crackling later on if it's good and dry in there. Righto. Piece of meat that size, I reckon, about an hour cooking time. In about half an hour, there we go. In about half an hour, better burn some of that grass off by the looks of that. In about half an hour, we'll chuck the veggies in. Don't worry too much about the grass, it'll burn off. And then, after we've got the veggies mostly done, we're going to have a red hot go at getting some very, very nice crackling out of this. There we go. Right. Now, I'm going to go early today with the old dad joke. Of course, my lovely camera lady, and I've been calling her a cameraman until now, and I've had a couple of comments, I don't know, people being politically correct, camera person, if you like. She reminded me of a joke that I heard that people seem to like for some reason. So there's this bloke, he got invited to a costume party, right? And he's turned up, and he's just dressed in his normal clothes, normal civvies, and he's got a naked woman on his back. And the host of the party comes up and he says, "What are you doing, mate? What are you supposed to be?" "I'm a turtle." He says, "You're a what?" He says, you just got clothes on, no costume, and you got a naked woman on your back." He says, "Oh no, don't worry about her, she's Michelle." Ah, there you go, that was rubbish too. Just like dad jokes are supposed to be. Okay, we're about 5 or 10 minutes after she's on now. We've got a little bit of steam coming out of there, and most importantly, we've got that lovely sizzling sound. That's what you want to hear when you're cooking a roast in a camp oven. Absolutely lovely. Righto, people, here we go. It's been about 20 minutes, give or take. And I checked the heat on top of this and it didn't feel quite hot enough to me. So we're going to have a bit of a look, and we're going to add some more heat if we need to, and then we're going to let it cook for a bit more, but we'll see how we go. Grab me a bit of wire out of there. Now the reason I've got a longer bit of wire too is so this bit down here is going to be a bit warm, right? So that's why I've got my longer bit of wire there ready to go. We'll hook that in there. Boom, righto. There we go, look at that, beautiful. She's starting to crackle up and it's starting to cook very nicely. It's a long way from done, that's for sure, and it could use a little bit more oil, but we are looking very, very good at this stage, people. Righto. Chuck a bit of that back in there. There we go. Right, just around here. Oh, come on, you silly thing, stand still. Right, okay, here we go. Now that's looking pretty good to me. Yeah, I reckon we're going to need to cook that a bit more before we put the veggies in, so let's grab my trusty shovel. A bit more heat underneath. Hopefully no grass fires this time. There we go, righto. A nice generous amount of coals under there. You can get out of the way, thank you. Right. Loving it. Trying not to touch the electric fence behind me because that'll hurt. Yeah, well, it's not actually on anyway. But anyway. Rightio, whack that back on there. Oh, hold on. She's not flat enough. That's gotcha. Yep. Oh, spot on. Right. Excuse me, viewers. We'll just put that there. All right, now we'll get this back on. Get some more heat on the top. Now she's starting to sound right again. By the way, that's how I knew. The sound that you guys heard before, that sound went away. It went very, very dim, and I knew that the heat was coming out of that thing. So you got to just keep a bit of an eye on things, even though you're sitting around and you're having a drink and you're chatting to everyone and it's all lovely. You've still got to keep a bit of an eye on what's going on. A lot of coals in there. Oh yeah, baby. We are going to have a food coma tonight. Oh. Righto, I'm going to put a bit more wood in this fire and we'll be back before you know it. G'day, time to put the veggies in. This thing's been spanking away here for a while and you can probably hear it. We're just going to get this little piece of magic out from here. Oh, come on, where are you? Rightio. Whee, that was close. Almost got me bloody, just as well I got me Japanese safety boots on, or that could have been tragic. Righto, there we go. Oh, now there. Well, that's looking pretty damn good, I think, people. Time to put the veggies in, people. Here we go, we've got some spuds. Got some sweet potato, and we've got a bit of baked onion. I love a baked onion. I never used to be an onion fan, but I tell you what, I have been converted. But don't get me started on garlic. All right, I will never, ever, ever be converted to garlic. So you can forget about all your comments, and you can forget about telling me what sort of a goose I am. Because garlic is terrible, terrible, terrible. With a capital T. Rightio, here we go. Put some of this gear in here. There we go. Right. Now this camp oven's quite hot too. And I know that because I've just burnt my finger on it a couple of times. So another, I reckon, 20 minutes to half an hour. Give it a splash more oil in there too. There's a fair bit of fat in there, but we'll just give it a splash more. Just so that we don't get any stuff stuck to the bottom. Alrighty. Now let's have a bit of a go. Whoop, no, we're going to need more heat there. We're definitely going to need more heat there. Oh, for crying out loud, Mr. Carrot, work with me. Jeez, I tell you what, it's hard to find good help. So it's pretty easy in your oven at home, right? Because you set the temperature and that's what she stays at. But when you're out in the bush, it's not exactly how nature works. Things cool down, things heat up. Here we go, righto. Righto, there we go. More gear under there. Cook our vegetables. A bit more gear on top. Oh, come on now. Somebody didn't send Mother Nature the bloody memo. She's not working with me here. There we go, right. Bit more heat on top there. So yeah, what I've been telling you folks about camp oven cooking and it being the same as in the kitchen, it is the same as in the kitchen. There's no doubt about that, but you've just got to keep an eye on things because, like I said, modern technology has made us slack. You've got to make sure you keep that temperatures right. Now, the other thing I just forgot too, is my magic bit of metal here. It's going to let the moisture out and get that crackling coming up good. Come on, baby, get in there. Magic lid lifter. Might get a new one of these too. She's blowing a weld. Anyway, there we go. We'll start. Yeah, we'll keep that going. I'll keep an eye on it. Oh, folks. Next time I see you, that is going to be looking good, and I am going to be looking forward to some yummy crackling. See you later. Righto. Getting it a bit more time here. I reckon we should be good. Giving it a fair bit of heat on top to finish that crackling off. Magic lid lifter, help me out. Oh yeah. There we go. Righto. We're looking pretty good there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yep. Spuds are done now. Yep, we're good. Yep, we're good to go. Well, there you go. Roast pork dinner. Winner, winner. Roast pork dinner. Giddy up.